Hi guys, how are you doing? How are you going? Excuse me. I am just going to open up my computer to make sure that everything is going smoothly, but I am excited to be doing this again. So, while that is loading, I wanted to talk to you about the topic of what we're going to be talking about today. So, I got asked this question from a couple of people yesterday when I sent out my email about my Rich Babe CEO 2020 planner, right? And they were like, what is embodying your desires? What is embodying the energy of it? So what I wanted to do is to teach you on that today, like what that actually means, what it is, and how you can do it to ensure that you are fully embodying the energy of your desires rather than the energy of not having your desires, right? So let me just check that I've got this all under plan, underway. Yep, we're good. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Just want to make sure something else is loading as well, and then I'll get straight to the content. Okay, cool. We're going. We just got it right there. Great. All right, so how to embody the energy of your desires. So what is that? What does that even mean? When we talk about embodying, it's all about becoming the thing that you want, right? So actually, my mum gave me a really good example of this when we were out shopping the other day. We walked past like a couple of security guards. I think we were at the mall or something. And she goes to me, you really notice the demeanor change, like security guards take on a sense of ownership, a sense of I can't even remember the word she said, but basically like they really take on their role, that they're really serious about their role, and they have the energy of a security guard or a bodyguard or a warden or a police officer. They carry a certain presence with them, right? So it's the same in anything that you want to be, that you would like to be. But when we talk about embodying it, it's about consciously doing it, because most people don't really consciously try to embody the energy of something that they want. Most people are just, and apologies for all the noises, by the way, there's planes. Wow, my English is not great today. There are planes flying over. There are next door neighbors digging up something. There's wind over that side of the house. So sorry, it's going to be a very active, very loud live stream today. But anyway, back to the embodying the energy of, right? So most people don't consciously take on a role, like embody what they want to be. If they have a job, usually they can, like, that gives them a sense of importance or makes them feel important. They can, by like default and automatically take on that role, like your doctors, and like I just used the example of the security guard. They take on a presence, you know what I mean? But like when you have just, retail workers or office workers, corporate workers, a lot of the energy that you take on is sort of the collective energy that you are surrounded by, right? So it's usually the people that you are hanging out with a lot of the time. That's the energy that you embody. You kind of relate to that. Though you can be like the opposite of it. You can repel it, because obviously there are always people that we don't get along with at work, right? I remember those days. But you get what I mean. Like there's a certain vibe that you take on, a certain mindset, a collective mindset and vibe that you take on. So when it comes to embodying what you want, you're consciously and deliberately choosing what that is. So how do you actually do it? How do you even know what to embody? Well, here's the thing. What I talk about in my planner, my 2020 Rich Babe CEO planner, is all about embodying the energy of a Rich Babe CEO, right? So what that means is that, my computer's distracting me. What that means is a Rich Babe CEO is going to be different in the eyes of everyone who hears that term, right? Some people might think that is like immediately get the image of someone who's corporate, or they could immediately get the image of someone who's like super rich and in flow and just like happy-go-lucky. They could have any type of reaction to that phrase, right? But when I talk about it for this specific planner, it's about deciding what you believe as a Rich Babe CEO and what you want to be as a Rich Babe CEO. So there's like two parts to embodying, right? First, you have to decide what you actually believe and what you actually think you will feel as a Rich Babe CEO, right? So for me, a Rich Babe CEO is literally myself, but way more relaxed, way more chilled out, way more simplified. You know, I talk a lot about simplifying, but it's even more simplified than that. That's what a Rich Babe CEO is. It's someone who knows how to delegate, someone who focuses only on the things that she's meant to do, that she's like, that's her zone of genius. That's all that she needs to show up, because she is the star of her business. She is the star of her company. So therefore she needs to be rested. She needs to be relaxed and in flow, so that she's always like a channel to receiving guidance and receiving direction from the universe or the ether or whatever, right? That's, to me, what a Rich Babe CEO is. So that, for me, because I've been doing this, practicing this embodying energy for a long time, is pretty much already what I'm doing now. There's like little tweaks I have to make. Like I still need to chill a lot more. But I've been working and tweaking that over the last couple of months, right? So that is the vibe, that is the energy that I'm embodying as a Rich Babe CEO. Now for you, it's going to be different, or it could be the same, but most likely it will be different with like different tweaks, right? You need to first figure out what your version of being a Rich Babe CEO is. And then you need to ask yourself if you like that, if you can get behind it, or if you need to change it, right? So if you believe that, like when you hear Rich Babe CEO and you think of becoming one, say you immediately think of being corporate, working in an office, in a cubicle, right? And that is not something that you want, that is not something you can get behind, then you need to tweak what that actually is, what that means for you, right? What a Rich Babe CEO is. Maybe the terminology doesn't resonate with you. So using something else, like a multimillionaire, seven-figure company owner, whatever it is, you need to find the terminology that makes it easier for you to get behind. And then if you can get behind it, you move forward. If you can't, like you need to tweak this so that you can get clear on what it is you want to embody, right? Because if you go into 2020 and you're not clear on not what you want, but who you want to be, like that have the presence that you want to have. You know how I was talking about the security guards, and you're just running on autopilot, you're going to have mixed results. You're not going to get where you want to go because you're not embodying the energy of what you believe you will be when you get there, right? And that's what that is. So work on that. Like that might be where your work is. Like change the terminology. Think about what it is. Like do a journaling exercise. What is a Rich Babe CEO to me? Or what is a seven-figure, multi-million-dollar company owner to me? Who is that version of me? How can I get behind that? What does that person look like? What does she feel like? And then what you need to do is live in that energy, right? And at first it's going to be fucking hard. At first you're just going to be like who you are now, waking up each day, and you're like, oh, I don't really feel like it. I'm not, I'm not feeling in the vibe of getting into the energy of my Rich Babe CEO. But you're still going to do it anyway. You're just going to like inch forward as much as you can. You're going to do the little exercises, just like little moments each day. Slip into the vibe. Slip into the vibe each day. Do it. Keep slipping back into the vibe of the Rich Babe CEO, right? Because, like I've said many times in different live streams, is that in order to get where you want to go, you have to know what you believe you're going to be when you get there. So if you believe when you're a Rich Babe CEO, you'll be rich, you'll be chilled out, you'll be good, right? That's the energy you need to be now in order to be a match to it. That's why we figure out what we believe the Rich Babe CEO version of ourselves is. That's why we do the work. That's why we figure it out. That's why we feel it. That's why we practice it every day. Because what we're doing is we're closing the gap to being a Rich Babe CEO, a multi-million-dollar, seven-figure company owner, whatever it is you want as your terminology, right? That's how you do it. So I hope that helped. I hope that helped a lot. Oh, awesome. Someone just bought my planner. That's never happened while I've been on a live stream before. So speaking of the planner, the Rich Babe CEO 2020 planner. That is a mouthful. I probably should have shortened the title, but I liked it. It is available for purchase right now, and you should definitely get it because it is more than just a planner. It is a workbook also. It's like an intense workbook. And there's 4 sections to it, right? So before we even begin, it's all about making sure that you're in the energy of what you want, making sure you're in the vibe of the Rich Babe CEO that you are. So I recommend you do that work first. In fact, I'll probably put this live stream in the course section so that you can see it. It's not a course, but in the curriculum, right? And then the first part is all about reviewing the past, reviewing 2019, really figuring out what happened this year that worked for you, what didn't work, what did you want to tweak, like what vibe were you operating in that made the results that you achieved this year or didn't achieve this year. And it's really about releasing it and letting it go, because you need, in order to like level up, in order to elevate, in order to get to some place that's different to where you are right now, you need to create a lot of space in your life, a lot of space in your vibe, a lot of space in your energy to be able to bring that in. If it's still cluttered with all the crap from the last year, which is no point because it's gone now, then you don't have space for it, right? So we talk about decluttering a lot in the like manifestation process. It's the same thing. So you're releasing 2019. And then we move into the present, which is all about, like, it's my favorite part, the present, which is all about embodying your Rich Babe CEO 2020 version, right? So there's so many different exercises and questions and prompts in there for you to get really clear on what that looks like for you. So you can do that at the beginning, or you can just wait till the second section to like go through all of that. But this is the focal point that you need to focus on, because it's all about knowing exactly the vibe and the energy and the mindset and how the Rich Babe CEO version of you feels in your body, so that when you answer the questions and the exercises and the prompts in the next 2 sections, you are operating it and answering it from the mindset of being the Rich Babe CEO. Because if you're answering it from that, you're creating the blueprint to getting there. But if you don't do that work, if you don't do the exercise and getting into the vibe first, then you're answering the questions from your present day self. And if that's not where you want to be, then you're answering questions from your past self, which is the self, the version of you that hasn't gotten the results that you want, right? So that's why it's so important. That's why the second section is really important. Okay. The third section is all about the future, which is where you define your goals. And it's not just like, I want to earn this much, I want to get this many followers. Although there are parts of that in there, it is really about a full collective, what you would like in the practical and in the spiritual, in the metaphysical, right? And marrying the two together so that you are clear on exactly what you want. Because as I'm sure you've seen many times, in my teachings, in my live streams, in my courses and content, it's that you need to be clear about what the fuck you want, right? Most people just don't even know. They can't even articulate what they want. They know very clearly what they don't want. But when it comes to being very specific about what they want, they can't get clear on it. They can't articulate it. So that's why you want to do it. You want to get clear. 2020 is the fucking year for us to be multi-millionaires, okay? It's the year. And then, of course, there's the 4th section, which is the action plan, which is all about mapping out exactly how you're going to do it. It's a lot of practical stuff, like to do with your business, like content. You've got products and services. You've got sales, automated sales, PR strategy, email list building, social media. There's like a lot of stuff in there. There's cheat sheets as well, like that helps you with each section. Most of the sections, like there are some like odd off things that don't match it, but the cheat sheets really help to prompt you, and it's all about collecting all of that data and vibe and having a clear blueprint for your 2020 for becoming the Rich Babe CEO that you are. I already know you are, right? So, if you like the sound of that, if you would like it, I'm just going to add the link to the course in here. The course, it's not a course, it's a planner. I would love you to join. Click the link below and grab, well, there's actually 2 copies of the ebook. You get an editable version, which is totally editable on your computer, so you can just like click the box and then type in there if you don't like printing stuff out. Or there's a printable version where you can totally print it out and write in it if you like. I have done both, so it's up to you what you want to do. But yes, if you have any questions about the 2020 planner, the Rich Babe CEO 2020 planner, please let me know. My hair is not being cooperative today, like every day. But yes, let me know. And other than that, I hope you have a beautiful day. Get to embodying that energy of the desires that you want. Get to feeling it, get to understanding what that looks like, and watch your dreams manifest. Okay? All right, my beautiful friend. I hope you have a beautiful day. I'll see you later.